Find the equation of the tangent line to the graph of y equals to 6 over square root of x plus 1 at x equals to 4. So to get the tangent line of a graph, you need first the point slope form, and then to get the slope you need to use the derivative. So let's try to find the derivative of this. The derivative of 6 over square root of x plus 1, because this is a fraction, you must use the quotient rule. Unfortunately, there's no other way to simplify this as a non-fraction. It is a fraction, so we're kind of stuck. Okay, so we have 6 prime, the first guy gets differentiated. The second guy has to wait his turn, minus 6 times square root of x plus 1 prime over square root of x plus 1 squared. Okay, and then you have 6 prime, that's a constant, so that's 0. So this entire thing is a 0 times anything, so it goes away. 6 times the derivative of square root of x, you should memorize this. This is 1 over 2 radical x. And then times the derivative of 1, that's just 1. That's a 0, because 1 is a constant. Okay? Over square root of x plus 1 squared. So that's your y prime. And normally I would say, oh, now you should try to simplify. But since we just have to plug in 4 and figure out the slope, we will just simplify after plugging in the values. Oh, and here's another important fact. The derivative is not a slope until you plug in a number. Okay? The derivative is just a function of x, which tells you the rate of change at each point, but to get the actual slope you have to plug in. Okay? I've seen many people finding the derivative and thinking, oh, I got the slope. No, it's not true. You still have to plug in the x value. So x has to be 4 square root of 4 plus 1 squared. Let's see, 6 and 2 cancels as negative 3. Square root of 4 is 2. Divided by 2 plus 1, because square root of 4 is 2. Squared, so that's like negative 3 over 2 divided by 3 squared, which is 9. Okay. Now, you can either use keep, change, flip, or I like to do this. Whenever you have a fraction over fraction, just multiply top and bottom by that fraction. That makes things a lot simpler. So 2 cancels, and you get 18 in the denominator, so it's 3 over 18. And then you can see that top and bottom both are divisible by 3, so I'm going to divide top and bottom by 3, which gives you negative 1 over 6. Okay, so that's the slope. Okay, so y prime of 4 is equal to negative 1/6. And what about x naught and y naught? Well, x naught is 4. That's where the tangent line is drawn at. But you also need to know the y coordinate at 4. So you need to know the value of y when x is 4. In this case, it's 6 divided by square root of 4 plus 1, which is 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So it's 4 comma 2. All right, so therefore, we have the answer, which is y minus 2 equals to negative 1/6. That's your slope, m, and x minus 4. Now, you want to simplify this by turning this into slope-intercept form. So y minus 2 is negative 1/6 x plus 4 over 6. So y is equal to negative 1/6 x. 4 over 6 is 2/3. 2/3 plus 2, What's 2 and 2/3? That's 2 is 6 over 3. So 2 and 2/3 will be 8 over 3. And by the way, in pre-calculus and calculus, we always try to use improper fraction over mixed fractions. So that will be your final answer.